What's up YouTube? My name is Amos Bro. For this video we are going to be discussing a topic which I've actually wanted to do before. And it's going to be the popularity, and in some cases I think the surprising popularity, of a particular anime which I have become a huge fan of. Huge fan. And that series is called Otome PrinceSama. Translated into English, Prince of Song. Now, the question we're going to answer is, why is the series so popular? It's so popular, in fact, that if you looked at sales numbers for 2015, would you believe me if I told you that up to, or as of this recording rather, the third season has done 3 times better than the final season of Kuroko's Basketball. Think about that. The third season of Utopre has done better than the final season of Kuroko's Basketball. Now, here's our question. Why? Why has Utopre almost become, I don't even want to say it's just a Japan thing anymore. It's almost become, to me, like a worldwide thing. Because it's not just Japan that has the fans now, obviously. I know people, who live in the United States. I know people that live in South America. I know people that live in the UK. I know people that live in Germany. I know people that live in Belgium. I probably know people that live in other parts of the world that are fans of the show. Now, granted, the amount of people I know may be less than there's actually people worldwide, but here's the thing. It's one of those franchises that I think kind of snuck up on people. I don't think they knew what was going to happen. Because here's the other trick. At its core, Utopre is an Otome. It's reverse harem. It's whatever term you want to use. So how the hell do you get more than one season out of it? Here's how. You don't focus on the romance aspect, and you make sure that they do something so that the romance isn't the focus and the stories of the characters is, if that makes any sense. So in each episode, when you're learning little bits and pieces about each one of the princes, be it Starish, be it Quartet Night, be it probably next season Heavens, you're learning enough about each one of the idols, just a little bit, that you start to really care about them and you really start to want to get behind them, or you might think they're still a pretentious prick. But the question is, how do you do this and not alienate the core audience that probably has played the games? Oh, that's a good question. But it's one that apparently Broccoli and A1 Pictures have down to a science. Here's what they did. I told you that translated, the title is literally Prince of Song, right? So that means music has to become a huge part of the series. It did. So here's what they did. It's actually a beautiful thing if you think of that. Each episode, they focused on one character. Or maybe they focused on a group. Like, say, for season 3, the first episode, they focus on Quartet Night. and their song was the Dicer Cast. Okay, that was the episode 1 open. So what they did was they said, all right, we're going to use each episode to market one of these singles that is going to come out. And it must have really, really worked, because if you look back and you look at 2011, the financials for the company are their best. Literally. I wonder why. Well, it's probably because you got the games that came out around the time of the anime. You've got the DVD sales for the anime. And you have the actual singles from the series. Now, sure, there were the singles that probably came out before that, like the audition songs, any duet songs, and all that stuff. But think about it. The big thing that they're trying to promote in 2011 is the anime. Well, how do you do that? The DVD sales, and of course, the singles for each character that come out. And that would become a theme for the next 2 seasons, at least now, because they would strategically make sure the episode came out before the new single, for that character's single. So, I don't know when Otoki's came out, but they probably put his episode out before his single, and then they probably did that with each one of the characters down the line. I can tell you they did that with season 3. Virtually every character in the series had a single that came out after their episode. There may have been an exception because of Golden Week this year. But, it's an interesting way to do it. Now, I'm not saying that was exactly the way they did it all the time, but I'm more than positive going on the track record of this season. But, okay, cool. So we got the singles. But if you've played the games for you to pre, then you know the stories of the characters. So do you run into that problem where you have the people who've played the games screaming into the ears of the people who are just watching the anime and just want to, enjoy it? Believe it or not, as far as I've seen, no. It's not like other fandoms where like, read the manga or play the games. And believe me, I've seen that once or twice. It was annoying as hell. But they took this series and seemingly made it different enough so that, yes, it has no resemblance to the games for the most part, because they focus on the music aspect, but they do things in such a way that a person like me could sit down and enjoy the show and just shut his brain off for a minute until that song is coming out. You get what I'm saying? When the episode Knocking on the Mind happens and you hear the song that Masato sings, which that's his song. When you hear Nanoro no Compass, when you hear Crystal Time, when you hear Believe Heart, when you hear Orange Rhapsody, when you hear from season 3 Saintly Territory, when you hear Innocent Wind, when you hear Only One, when you hear Never, when you hear Emotional Life, when you hear, going back to season 2, what is it, Shout Out to Sirius, when you hear True Wing, when you hear smile magic. You get what I'm saying? You don't have to be a female fan to enjoy the music. And that's something they really did right. They found a way to make this show not just an anime based around an Otome game. What they did was they created a universe, where you still know they're from that original universe, but they transplanted them flawlessly for the most part, and they put them in this one, and they said, we want you to enjoy these characters as if you were just watching this. Pretend that the games don't exist for 30 minutes. Or 20 plus minutes, actually, as it is. Do that for us. And I guarantee you enough people do. I guarantee you there are people that are watching it and going, you know what? This ain't bad. And the other thing of it is the music games which are out, right? I said that the anime is sometimes used as a sampler. Well, so can the games. Remember, we've had 2 already. Music 1 and Music 2. They use songs from the Audition, the Happy Love songs, the drama CDs, the first season, the second season now. What the hell is it? The Shining All-Star CDs that are coming out. Or already out. The Shuffle Unit CDs. Whatever. They use those also to market the series. So, why is Utapri now not just as an anime, but as a whole, why is it seriously becoming one of the most popular franchises that I've seen in ages? It's not hard to figure out. They know how to market it. And with and with the anime, what they did was they found a way to, in their minds, go, we know this is a series geared towards the female audience. We know that. How can we get other people involved and interested in it? Here's what we can do. Maybe they're male game players that are interested in the romance aspect. Alright, fine. Can we give them a story? Can we give them a compelling set of characters that they can get behind, they can embrace, they can make theirs in some ways, that within 5 minutes they can say, that's my favorite character because I like this about his personality. Me, I'm a Camus fan. Yes, I actually know how to pronounce his name right now. I looked it up. Why? Because there's 2 different sides to his personality. There's the stern count, and then there's the very playful and jovial butler idol. Tomoaki Mayo plays that character to a T. There's sometimes the characters that you think you're going to hate, and you do for probably a good bit, and then they find a way to get you to embrace them. Ren Januji did that shit to me. For the first season, I hated him. Upon watching the first 2 seasons over and over again, I've come to embrace him as literally one of my favorites. Ichinos Takoya, the flawless leader, in many respects, of Starish. I enjoy his character as much as I enjoy Camus. Why? Because he knows what he wants and he knows how to get it done. Is he a bit bossy at times? Yes. But he does what he needs to do. Do you get what I'm saying? There's characters in this show for everyone, and you don't have to be a female anime fan to enjoy this. And that's what they do exceptionally well. Yes, in Japan, it's probably a female-dominated show as far as viewership. That's cool. That's fine. You know what, though? Look at, say, Sailor Moon back in the day when I saw a survey that was done. Did you know at the time that I looked at that survey, it was virtually a split, an even split? Yeah, okay, it was still 60-40 female, but think about this. Take 10 away from that female and put it with the male, and you have literally a split. It became, over time, not just a show for the female audience, it became a show that everybody could watch and embrace. I firmly believe that Utopia, with its schedule, because it literally does a season like every 2 years, and they're 13 episodes a pop usually, so you're not getting burned out on it. But you have a show that can be embraced by everyone. Young, old, male, female. You get the idea? There's not one audience they're gunning for. They're gunning, it seems, for everyone with the anime. The games may be a completely different story, but you may have the male fans that go, you know what? I want to play these games now because I've learned a little bit about these characters. Like Aimakai's of Reiji Koribuki, or Ramoto Kurosaki, or Camus, or Ren, or Masato. You get what I'm saying? You learn a little bit. Now you want to go play the games, don't you? And that's its key. That's its trick. That's what it's done successfully now for 3 seasons. And I guarantee you, if given the opportunity, we could see this show going for a long, long time. And even if, say, I don't know, say Otome's voice actor, who just recently celebrated his 70th birthday, even if he were to retire, move in another key character into that spot. Put him in there, don't miss a beat. You could literally keep incorporating new characters because it's literally that kind of franchise. And some will say, well, wouldn't that dilute it after a while when people get sick of it? You know what? With the fan base it's growing and cultivating, I don't think so. Broccoli and A1 literally have something here that has not just become a female-only thing, it's become an everybody thing. It's literally become a general audience show that people can watch together, and as I've stated many times, at least for me, it became literally like my throwback to the Saturday morning cartoons, which I think have pretty much gone the way of the dodo. But that's at least my opinion, and I do apologize for this only being 20 minutes. But here would be a question from me to you if you've watched this video. What do you think has caused the popularity and the rise of PrinceSama, especially in the anime market? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on that topic down here. So, you all take care, my friends, and I shall talk to you all later. Bye-bye.